Good evening, and welcome to another episode of Que-stead-Que. What you gonna do? I don't know, but something's gonna grow. Hello, guys, and welcome to another episode of Que-stead-Que. I will only be on for a few minutes. Today was pretty much a wasted day for me. I slept late, this CPAP business. I'll be glad when they call. In fact, I was told by the respiratory therapist when she called on Monday, she said that if you haven't heard from us by Friday, she said, give us a call on Monday. We both forgot that Monday is Labor Day. She said, give us a call on Monday. And she said, then I will check with the girls up front, because basically what they're doing now is my insurance information. They had to submit all that. And the therapists already know that my insurance covers everything 100%. So her assumption was that it would go quickly. But she says sometimes the girls up front, are lallygagging, so to speak. And then they have other patients too. So I might be in queue or something like that. But she said, because yours is severe, I want you prioritized. She said, so if you haven't heard back from the DMC, which are the ones who will be providing the machine and everything, she said, give me a call and we'll get this rolling. So I plan on Tuesday morning to give her a call first thing to let her know I haven't heard from anyone. Now they may pop up and they may call me Tuesday morning, and that would be great. I would rather they call than me calling, back. But, you have to do what you have to do. But I'm starting to really feel the fatigue from it because I'm not sleeping well at night. First of all, you get kind of scared to go to sleep when you know that you're not, things aren't up to par. And so what I did was thank God for the bed that I have. I told y'all that was gifted. Well, I don't know if I told y'all, but the bed that I have is a nice Tempur-Pedic. I already had a Tempur-Pedic that I saved up for over a year. Then I bought the cheapest one going, and I bought a full size. So mine is the bottom of the barrel Tempur-Pedic, but it served its purpose back when that was the only thing I had to sleep on. But the one that I was gifted has all the bells and whistles. The late owners here, after they passed, the lake accident, that's how they passed away. But anyway, their children, because everything, the headboard, the sideboards, your nightstands and all that is actually bolted into the wall. They had it built in. They were going to, initially they were going to take the mattress and the box spring, but I guess they didn't want the hassle. And so they asked my realtor to ask me if I would like the bed. I was praying that they would ask. And I said, yes. It was a brand new bed. They left the receipt and everything. I saw the date that it was purchased. In fact, theirs was purchased in the same year as mine, but a few months later. And so it was basically a new bed. And so, yeah, they took the footstool. So I got my own. I got a handicapper footstool where I can hold on to the bar to climb in and out of the bed, because the bed is up high. It's probably almost as high as this counter. In fact, it is as high as this counter. I cannot climb into that bed from the floor. It's no way. And I'm pretty tall. I'm 5'6", but it's not happening. I tried it once and I had to try to bounce in and almost broke my neck. So no. So I got that stool, and it's not a stool, it's a rail. I'll take y'all in there after I get the room clean so y'all can see what I'm talking about, if you haven't already saw it, because I think I did a tour video back last year or something like that of the house back when it was clean. But anyway, so thank God for that bed, because it has all the bells and whistles. It's adjustable, it vibrates, it does all these great things, okay? And so what I did was I lifted the head on it, because I looked online and it said that if you have sleep apnea, if you lift the head of the bed a little bit, it helps with the airway. So I'm sleeping pretty good when I do get to sleep. It's just that it's hard to get to sleep. And then during the day, I'm tired. So today was a fatigue day. I'm just now getting some sort of wind. And so I started with, I said, let me get started with my preparations for the party. So today my plan was to clean out my fridge. It needs cleaning horribly. So I switched that to tomorrow, and I started on the living room, and I'm glad that I did that because it wasn't so strenuous and it didn't make me feel any worse. So therefore, I'll show you that in a minute, and then we're going to get ready to get off. But what I wanted to show you, first of all, when I went out to the garden today, green beans were ready. So I got quite a few of them picked. So I'm going to get these snapped and put into my bag. The bag of the green beans that I purchased on yesterday, it was actually 200 green beans. It was like 198. So I just said, I rounded it up to 200, and then snapping it gave me 400 green beans. That bag almost filled up. It's just a little bit at the top. So I'm going to buy some more when I go to the Royal Oak Farm Market next week. I said if I get 2 more things of it, that will fill up that bag and give me another full bag, and then my bag is just about full. This just might do it, and that's enough for me for the winter. And so unless the green beans are lower priced there, I'm gonna look at all the vendors, and I'm aiming for the organic, the certified ones, certified organic vendor. So it all depends. So if I go to a non-organic certified vendor, I'll just get one. If the certified one, if the price isn't too high, I'll get 2, possibly 3, depending on the price. When I was there the last time, the price was fairly cheap. So hopefully the prices are the same. Okay, so I dehydrated my peppers. And so here they are, finished product. They went exactly 24 hours. So in fact, I can show you, they are nice and crispy. Whoops, I just dropped a pepper on the floor, but they are good and crispy. They are done. So what I'm gonna do, because I'm gonna start my peppers that I have in the freezer, I'm gonna take those out. And I said, let me just go on and knock it out because I want to get this pepper powder made sometime next week, and I don't want these sitting out too long. Tell me, how can I store them? What I plan to do, I'm going to empty this. I brought out, first of all, my bowl is wet because I washed it, so I don't want to put those peppers into anything that might even remotely have moisture. I'm not even going to use my new mason jars because they still might have some moisture. So I brought one of my old mason jars out, and I'm going to store the peppers in this mason jar. And so this is the little platter that I have to catch them on when I, start transferring them from the thing into the mason jar. And I'm thinking that mason jar should hold all the peppers. If they don't, I have a bigger one in the back, and I'll get that out. The other thing I have a question for you real quick. But anyway, the peppers came out beautiful. Oh, and another thing, I saved the Italian Italian pepper. I actually ended up saving half of one, and I cut it into 4 strips, and I have 2 strips sitting there in the fridge that will be ate tonight. When I tell you that's the best peppers thus far that I've ever tasted, I fried that thing yesterday, and it was the most delicious pepper. I don't know if it's because of that particular farmer, because those were some beautiful, nice, red, big peppers. He grew a good batch, that's for sure. But I believe it was worth every cent of 75 cents a pepper. When I tell you it's the best pepper I've ever had, I fried it. Actually, I stuffed one. I stuffed one part. I put some cheese and some, what else? Something else I put on there. Cream cheese and some regular cheese, and I fried it that way. And so, and then once the cheese melted, I flipped it, and it worked out really good. Okay, so that was delicious. And then the pepper, I fried one plain. It was delicious. When I say that's the best pepper I've ever eaten, it was sweet, it was mild, and it has such a smooth taste. It was, I mean, I can't even describe it. If you've ever had an Italian roasting pepper, you will know what I'm talking about. I thought it was delicious. And I have 2 strips in there that I am going to prepare as soon as I click the stop button on this video. Okay, but the question that I have, you guys, is about the basil. Now, I just took a pinch of seeds and I just spread them in there. You know, I didn't go 1 seed, 2 seed. I just spread them. And so now I have all this. Do I leave it like that, or do I call out some of the basil? Because I don't know if 1 seed or 1 plant will turn into a big giant basil plant. I only want 1, 2 at the most. So do I need to cull? And it won't be now. I'm going to call once it begins to take off, you know. And I can see that some of the seedlings are looking a lot healthier than the smaller ones. So I'm going to take the best. I'm going to probably just take 4 if that's what I need to do. Or do I leave it like that and it just turns into 1 plant? Y'all tell me, because as you know, this is my first time ever growing an herb. I've never grown one. So I have no idea what to do or how this goes. So please, someone in the comments, tell me, what do I do? What do I do? Okay. And from the peppers yesterday, since they came from a farmer, I said, let me save the seeds, because when I cut down the side of those peppers, the seed bunch, it was like in a ball at the top of the peppers. So I was like, shoot, I'm saving these just to see what happens. So these came from the Cuban ale. These came from the Italian ale, and they are some beautiful seeds, y'all. There's very few bad ones in there, and they've already just about dried. I don't know if I should save seed from, you know, from the farmer, but I know that, you know, this stuff was just harvested within the past week. And then the blonde pepper, the romaine pepper, which I found out is a mildly hot bell pepper, but I'm still adding it to the mix. That's what I got from that. So that's not bad at all. My okra seeds aren't looking good at all. So, and I've never saved seeds. So I've got 3 more okra coming now. They're growing. Should I let them grow as big as possible before I save the seed? And should I let the okra dry out before I take the seed out? I did not do that. And of course the seeds were slimy with that last okra. And so this is how it turned out. And those are not viable seeds. So those are going to be tossed. So let me know that too, if you've ever saved an okra seed. I want to get those white ladyfinger okras, you know, because those seeds that I got, it was like only 4 or 5 seeds in that package. I paid top dollar for those seeds. I think that was, no, they weren't my most expensive seeds, but they were in the top 10. I think I paid $6 for that packet of seed, and it was free shipping from Africa. So shock. Unless they were charging, no, they wouldn't charge it for no shipping because the ship from Africa. But with it being so small, it came in an envelope anyway, so it was like mailing a letter or whatever. But anyway, I paid $6 for those seeds, and it wasn't very many. That's why I'm happy to have gotten that one out of those seeds. That was the only one that germinated. So I want to get seeds from that so I don't have to order them again. And I'm not going to worry about eating any. In fact, the one that I did, the one that I harvested these seeds from, it was big enough to where I cut it into little shoots, and I'm going to put it with the Crowder peas and black-eyed peas on New Year. So I will get to taste one of them, but the rest of them I'm saving for seed. So yep, so these are the seeds that I got, and I'm very proud, and I hope that they're viable. I'll find out in January, because I heard that in my zone, you should start your peppers in January. They said peppers and onions, start them in January. And you know, the pepper seeds are soaked in hydrogen peroxide, and that's how I got success this year, because I've tried growing peppers before and never had success with the seedlings, but I followed that rule this year. I soaked them in hydrogen peroxide for about 3 hours, and then I put them in the thing, and I got success. Y'all see my pepper plants? That's one of my best successes of this year. Okay, now on into here, because I'm already at darn near 20 minutes. Okay, well, this is where I started. So This is going, all this right that you see is going to the greenhouse. This tub, I'm going to drill the holes in it later this evening. Those are the wind chimes I won at the Moo Moo party. I'm going to put those in the greenhouse. I'm going to just hang them in there. And then these are the bottles that I've been saving, which will go at the bottom of this tub so that when I'm ready to fill it with dirt, I'll at least have these bottles in there. And then this is my space heater that is going to the greenhouse. As of next week, our weather is supposed to plummet. Our temperatures, we're supposed to get into the mid 40s for a low, and this is next week. And then our highs are only going to be in the low to mid 60s. So the plants are getting ready to slow. I know. So I'm going to see what the temperature looks like in the greenhouse. And if I feel that the plants need a little boost, I can always plug in the heater and warm it up in there. And then the heat will hold, in there once I warm it up. And this thing heats. It's powerful, okay? If I turn it on high, it'll heat you up in a few minutes. In fact, I've used it in here, and that thing within minutes, it has me roasted and I have to cut it off. And it has a thermostat, so you can set it to where it cuts off once it gets to a certain temperature, and it goes up to 80 degrees. So I could always set it to 80, and then it'll automatically cut off once it's 80, and then it'll cut back on once it drops back down. So I said, I can run it during the day, or run it from a certain time and then go cut it off at night or whatever, or I can use it to run at night. I don't know. I'll decide how it's going to work, but I'm quite sure I'm going to need that. So I've just put it right here to haul out tomorrow. The red thing that's going, I got everything packed up in there, and that's going into my closet, as well as my basket over there. I just kind of stuck everything in the corner. And then that bag that's in that chair. And so that's the only chair that will not be used as seating during the party, because I have to get that chair appraised. It's an antique, and it was like new when I purchased it for $25, okay? And so I was supposed to get it appraised at Du Michel's, a place in Detroit, and they told me to bring it in, and then the pandemic hit. So I never did get back to get that appraised, nor that chessboard. I was supposed to take both of those items in. Okay, so anyway, the stuff you see still on the couch, I brought out this little teeny tiny box, and the stuff like my medication and all that. Everything that I know that I need right now is in the box, but on the day of the party, and then my blood pressure cuff is right there between the pillows. On the day of the party, that stuff will be hauled out of here and just put on my bed or somewhere. And then I went on and kept my yarn, because I'm finally on my way with the blanket. I took it down yet again, because as I was going further with it, I noticed that it was shrinking. So remember when I had measured it, against my shoulder to feet, that thing shrunk because of the yarn, especially when I went back down to the smaller hook. And so it shrunk considerably. So I took it down and I added 50 more stitches. Now it's the size that I want. Then after I did that, I was like, let me make a swatch here and see how it would look if I go back to the single crochet instead of the half double, and if it'll still be drapey. It is. It's not as drapey, but it's drapey. It's nice and spongy. And I'm not doing the back. I'm doing the back loop, but I'm not doing the full back loop. I'm doing the front back loop instead of the front and back loop, so it doesn't have the ridges. And I think it looks really nice. I love this. So now that I finally got this settled and ready to go, I started it yesterday. And as you can see, it's working up fast. This is my yarn. This whole bucket is full of all the yarn for it. So I'm gonna just work on it, in my free spare time, especially in the evening, and I'll have this thing done. It might not be done in time for the party, but it'll be close to done. And then, of course, I'll take all this to the room on the day of the party. Same as with my shawl and my blanket back there. Okay, so that's it. We messed around and ended up at 19 minutes yet again. Sorry, y'all, because I wasn't planning on staying on here running my mouth. But I'm going to get off of here now, because I need to get these peppers situated. I need to eat. And so I will talk to you guys later. Oh, one more thing. I may or may not be on Monday. I told you guys that my god sister's husband passed away pretty much suddenly last week. Well, I found out the arrangements. His funeral services are actually going to be Tuesday, but his viewing is going to be on Monday, which is Labor Day. So I'm quite sure their whole family, who I know very, very, very well, they're actually like family to us. They're gonna be gathered at her house on Monday, and so my sister and I said, well, we'll go over there. My sister's attending the funeral, but I'm not because it's so early. And then I don't know how the sleep apnea, that'll be the one day where they'll call and say, we'll be here at 3 o'clock or something like that. So I'm leaving Tuesday clear, which is the day of the funeral. So I will go over there and I'll be spending pretty much the day over there on Monday, pretty much. And then tomorrow I'll be celebrating my Labor Day tomorrow. I'm going to Famous Dave's, y'all. I'm treating myself to some barbecue there. I'm going to make up a potato salad. I should cook up these green beans as my vegetable. This is enough for a small pot. I might do that. And then just throw maybe a handful of the ones I bought from the, no, it'll have to be a handful of mine since these are mine. Or I might just do some of the farm market green beans just to see how they taste. But anyway, that's it. So I'm going to get off of here, and you guys have a wonderful evening. If you don't see me Monday, you'll see me Tuesday. I may be on tomorrow. I know I'm going to be quite busy tomorrow, so it all depends on how I feel. I need a little break here, so if you don't see me, don't worry. It's because I'm either taking a break, and then you know what's happening Monday. So hopefully you all have a wonderful holiday. If I do not see you before then, and may God bless you all. And I will be looking at the videos. I looked at Renee's and I looked at Jen's. Jen, I have a question for you about that hard drive real quick, or that external drive. My question to you is, do I need, I know you said I could do that from the iPad, or we can do that from the iPad, like a tablet. Do I need that and the computer, or can I do it, with just the computer? And I asked that because I looked on my iPad last night, and lo and behold, all the pictures that are on my phone automatically transferred to the iPad too. But then I looked at my storage in the iPad, and I have plenty of storage left, but it's a 128, just like my phone. I do not understand that. Why is my phone, giving me the problem, but then the iPad isn't? I have so many bytes left on the phone. So I'm thinking, but I don't know. I have to check to see if I delete the photos from my phone, if they'll also delete from the iPad, since they're intertwined. So I'm gonna wait until next week, once I get this CPAP and I can get my mind clear again to concentrate. But I'm definitely going to get that external drive, and I will be getting that done. But like I said, I'm gonna wait until my brain fog has lifted a little bit before I tackle that. But I'm gonna get it figured out one way or the other. So I will talk to you all later, and thank you, Jen, for giving that information. I really appreciate it. I feel as if you made that video just for me. But anyway, thank you very much. And everybody, have a wonderful holiday weekend. Don't eat too much, and I will talk to you later, and may God bless you all. Bye-bye.